All right, what's up? This is Rookie, serial deck coper, and today I'm just wanting to go over this deck list of Nico Robin. Recently took her to a regional at Peoria this past weekend, went 8-2, beat 4 Namis, Black Yellow Teach, Black Teach, Lucy, and a Brook. Ended up losing to Purple Anel and Blue Green Luffy, but that's just how it goes. Sometimes you just get with RNG. Anyway, I wanted to go over Robin today, not only because of the results of the regional, but also, I guess, to just talk about the deck, clear up some misconceptions about how the deck is meant to be played. Obviously, online you see all kinds of lists, like Kaido Linlin, you see Sky Island build, you see all kinds of things. This is a starve list. Robin is a starve leader. Most of this list is inspired by Gunnit, spelled GGUN1T, on Discord. He has helped me a lot with kind of just like playing the deck, getting better with the deck. I play this deck a lot in OP15. I wasn't able to go to any like big events for OP15, but when I was testing a bunch of different decks for the regional at Peoria, I kind of ended up wanting to play Robin because nothing else really felt right. And this is the deck that, at least in recent times, I have the most practice with. So first off, starting off, we have 4 Nico Ovias. This is the best card in the deck by far. This card is insane. It's a 2k counter. It's a trigger. You can pitch it for leader effect, which I guess real quick, for those who don't know, Robin is a banished leader. So a lot of the time when you're swinging, you're not really, something that most Robins will do when they first start playing the deck is that they'll start just swinging face with all the dawn that they can. This is a deck where you just want to truly starve your opponent. A lot of the times you're only really swinging 5, 6, maybe 7k at your opponent's face just to get the card out of hand, which will help you clear their board later on in the game with your bigger bodies. So obviously the when attacking effect is also when you trash a card with trigger, you get to ramp 1. This is how you get to the late game. You get to play your bodies before they can play their bodies. And then you get to start clearing board. And then later on at the end of the game, they have a free board and you just clear face and you win. So we're going to go ahead and start 4 Nico Ovias. Once again, best card in the deck. The reason why this card is so good is it's so flexible. It has draw 3, trash 2 for the trigger. Which is great filter, especially in a deck list like this where you don't really have searches. A lot of the searches, instead of searching, we have, as you can see, 12 draw 2 triggers, which we'll get to. But this card is insane. For lethal, it's also great because 1 Dawn plus 3k tier leader. This card is just an insane card. It's a 4 in every kind of deck. Even if you're running like Kaido Linlin, you're running Sky Island, anything. It's an automatic 4. Next, we have Zeus. It doesn't have trigger. A lot of the cards in here do have trigger, but that's mostly just for leader effect. This card is amazing. It's been amazing for a while. It's a 2k counter. It can clear any kind of 5 cost or less body. You play into Lucy, it's automatic calf target. You play into and now you clear the blockers. This card is just so good. It combos into most of the other cards in the deck as well. This card combos with Borsalino. You can ramp to 7. You can play Zeus, heal back up with Borsalino. You can play this with really any other heals too. You play Robin first, you can heal up. You play Zeus, clear a body. You can even play this with Raigo. In the same turn, you could clear a 10 cost, you can clear a 5 cost. This card is amazing, and I would recommend this in any kind of deck list. Next is 2 Edison. This card I've been wishy-washy about. I kind of added this like the morning of. It's a very much a last-second addition. Usually I would play 2 Usahachis over it. I kind of just ran this just to have 14 2Ks at the end of the day. I would still run Usahachi over this. I did switch to Usahachi Sunday. The plan was to enter the Treasure Cup. I ended up just playing a side event and went 3-1, which isn't too bad. But Edison is great. It really depends on the kind of meta you're facing. Like, it can be good into Lucy to rest a Rebecca blocker. It can be good into sometimes green-blue Luffy. The effect being basically draw a card, rest at 3 costs. Activate main, you trash the character. Trigger, you just do the effect. So this card is good depending on the meta you're kind of looking to face, but I think Usahachi is just better. I think day of, I was kind of debating on playing 4 costs, like just going down 12 2Ks and just playing one of the 4 drops, Kuzan or Zoro. These are 2 fantastic cards for the deck. I've been on Kuzan for a minute, and it's just good into a lot of the decks you're good into. It's really great into Teach, it's really great into Anel. It can be decent into like Blue-Green Luffy. This card is just really great, especially since you're already starving. You play this on 4, you clear one of the weenies, you make them trash a card, then ideally they trash another card when you swung 5k leader with Robin. So they're already -2 in hand very, very early on in the game. But day of the regional, I kind of decided, okay, I'll just cut Kuzan and go to 14 2Ks, and it is what it is. And it feels great. It's always felt great. In most of OP15, I was on 14 2Ks already on a different list, but 14 2Ks always feels good, especially since you're either playing them out or you're using your triggers. Ovia, you use the trigger pretty often just to filter your bricks, find your bigger pieces for later on. Zeus, you're playing out decently often if you need to clear board. And then next we have Baby 5, which this trigger you're almost always using. It's just straight up draw 2. It's one of the best 2Ks in the game, at least for yellow. This card is self-explanatory, 2K draw 2 trigger. And once again, we have all these draw 2 triggers because we're not running any searches. That's how we get a full hand. When we have to trash a card, that's how we stay healthy. You want a lot of draw 2 triggers just for exactly that. And that's also why later on, going over 7-cost Sabo, main reason we've run 7-cost Sabo for the trigger. And next we have Wiper. Wiper is something I've been very iffy about as well when testing. I didn't get a lot of chances to test this deck before the regional because I kind of also last second, like the week before, decided, okay, I'm just going to run Robin because I know this deck very well. But Wiper, especially the day of the regional, this card was amazing. I played against a Lucy, second to last round, round 9. This card just put in insane amount of work. This card, you play the card, obviously the effect is reveal card from your life, -2k to the board, clear every 0k or less. This card was great to clear the blockers, and then ideally into Lucy. Ideally you have one of the blockers rested so you can swing into it with your Shiryus, Robins, Teach your bigger bodies. And what this card can do is it just clears the weenie blockers. So then you also get to swing into a rested -2k body. This card was great into that. It's pretty good into Blue-Green Luffy, which is the main reason why most yellow decks are playing it right now. It's pretty decent into Blue-Green Luffy. The only caveat, I guess, is that they just start playing bigger bodies and they don't really care that much. But it is really good when you do play it on like 5 Dawn. Even if you ramp to 6 and you don't have Shiryu to play, you can play this on 6 anyway. You could even play it on 7 sometimes if, say, Blue-Green Luffy whiffs the 5-cost Buggy in a Prisoner. If you have a good opportunity to play Wiper, you normally just play it. And especially because later on, with the self-attach, it's basically a 7k swing. This card is pretty good in the deck. I think as of right now, I don't really plan on switching it out because it's just felt good. And next for Borsalinos, this card is self-explanatory. I mean, this card is probably the best yellow card in the game right now. I think as soon as this card got released, as soon as it got leaked, this card should have been banned. This card should not be in the game. This makes every yellow deck absurd. It's a 1k counter, 6k blocker, heal for literally free. Any chance you have to heal where you don't have to like pitch a card, where you only go -1 in hand, sometimes even Shiryu, because Shiryu can put himself into life, which means that you're putting a draw 2 sometimes. Well, in this deck, you're always putting a draw 2. And that goes hand neutral with a heal. So any chance you have to heal and you're not going like 2- in hand, it's just amazing. And it just establishes a blocker. This card is insane. You play 2 of them in 1 turn, combos with Zeus, and can combo with Rifle, obviously, 1 down heal, which we go over later. This card is just amazing. Next, we have for Shiryu. I saw a lot of people asking when they saw me run Shiryu, why aren't you running basically more targets? A lot of people say Katarina Devon because she's a 2k. This card is really just here for the draw 2 trigger. You can also play this out obviously on 6. You ramp from 3 to 6 Dawn on going first. You can play Shiryu, trash a Shiryu, put it in life. This card is really good for exactly that. It's a decently cheap heal. It's just, there's so many things going for this card that even just running only 4 Shiryus and no other targets for the on play, it's kind of worth it. Obviously, again, you have the high roll if you have 2 Shiryus in hand to 6th on, but even I think once or twice during the regional itself, I just play Shiryu as a vanilla swing 5k banish pass. It's great. It's a good stat line. Everything about this card is pretty good. Next is the 4 Sabos. A lot of people get surprised when they see Sabo. First thing they ask is why are you running Sabo? And I just say, just for draw 2 trigger. And then they ask, do you ever use the on play? And I say almost never, because you almost never use the on play. You can use it when you're at 0 life. You can stack this. If you're at 0 life, you can stack this to your life if you have a second one in hand. But this is basically just for the draw 2 trigger. And the nice part is it has counter as well. So there's a lot of good things about this card, even though you never play it. You can also pitch it for leader ability. Not a bad card. It just helps with the consistency for the deck. Next is 7 cost Robin. This card is just great. I mean, it's a free heal. It's a free heal, sticky body. Opponents almost never even want to clear it, really. Sometimes when you're turbo starving and they have like no cards in hand, but they have a big body, sometimes they'll swing that body into Robin just for the on KO take a damage, just so they can get another card in hand. Which, at that point, you're defending into an AK body, which is a lot easier to defend than to your leader. And not only that, but even if they do clear the Robin somehow, you can just say no and just deny them the on KO effect. This card is great. It's the free heal, AK sticky body. This card's amazing. Next, we have 4 ACOS Teaches. I was lucky enough to get these cards at the very last second because I genuinely didn't know if I'd have a playset by the regional. Because, again, I chose to play this deck very last minute. But this card's amazing. This card's busted. I am very surprised this card is not leader locked in any way. It's an 8-Don 10k. With trigger for leader effect. The trigger itself is amazing. It negates a character and then KOs a 5 cost or less. Trigger's amazing. On play is amazing. It's a pseudo search on play where you look at your top 3 and then heal. You can heal, most of the time you're healing to draw 2. Sometimes you heal a giant just to have giant. You can set up a rifle in your last life. So you can draw the rifle, heal for 1 next turn. And then, or just even one of the many 2Ks. This card is amazing, especially as a pseudo searcher in a deck with no searches. This card is busted. And it also lets you establish a bigger body pretty early on, because you have the 7-Don 8k option for Robin. But if you get to like 8-Don, 9-Don, you can establish a decently bigger body with Teach that can just swing better later in the game. And next we have 2 10-drop Luffys. And last set in OP15, for the most part, I ran very much a Straw Hat list where I ran 4 of these. I ran like 8 searches. And this card, in OP15, it was great. This card felt good. Obviously, it gets outclassed by other boss monsters in the game. Say like you play Robin and Tsunami and they're dropping 10 cost Newgates, which are better than this card in almost every way, shape, and form. But this card's fine. It does the job. It becomes a 9-Don when you are at 1 or less life, which with this deck, you are basically like teetering on the edge of dying the entire game. You go down in life very early in the game because you want your triggers, because you want to hoard resources in your hand. So most of the time when you play this out, it is just a 9-Don 12k. Obviously, the on play is great, buff your leader by 2k, which comes up fairly often. It can come up against blue-green Luffy, where once they try to set up lethal with a bunch of weenies, you can buff this to your leader, go to 7k, and ideally have a lot of cards in your hand from taking life earlier. This is also great into any other yellow deck that runs Thriller Bark. A lot of the time you will have a big body. A lot of time you will have a big board. And when you start swinging at their life, they can, like most of the time I'm playing against Nami, they're up to 9 life because you've been starving the whole game. You've been clearing board. And they heal every turn. A lot of the times you play against Nami, in their 9 life, they will trigger like legit 4 or 5 Thriller Bark triggers out of their life. This card helps you basically stay safe. A lot of the times even, you don't even play this out first. A lot of the times I'll just swing 5k Banish at their face. They give me a card. And then I'll swing with all my big bodies. Say they take like 5 life. Nami takes 5 life. They trigger out like 3 or 4 Thriller Bark characters. And then you play this card and say, okay, your Thriller Bark characters don't mean anything anymore. They're just useless. And they just wasted like 3 cards in hand that they could have had instead of triggering out. So this card's great. 12k beater. It does the job. A lot of the times, it's just good to have in the deck. There's a lot of other big beater cards that you can run over it. I know Gunnit was telling me about 10 cost Enel. I don't have any, but you can play 10 cost Enel in a lot of slower matchups, like against Nami and Teach when you have the time. I'm comfortable on 10 cost Luffy. I ran 10 cost Luffy. Another good card to run is Ace as well, because a lot of the times, what 10 drop Luffy doesn't do is it doesn't heal. A lot of the times you want to heal like once a turn and then clear board. Ace is one of the few cards that does both. It can heal you while establishing a big body, and you don't even have to swing with it. You can just play a 10k that heals you. This card is pretty good. I'm just a 10 cost Luffy fan. Next, we have 2 Divine Departures. The main reason for running this card is just because you run so many bricks in the deck. Especially, you run 12 draw 2 triggers. So a lot of the times your hand will be decently big. And this card is just really good to get bricks out of hand. It just makes you safer when they go for lethal eventually. And obviously the activate main is good to clear a big body when you don't have the resources to clear it and you need to. It can also combo very well with Wiper. This is another thing Gunnit was telling me about like the day of the regional, like the day before the regional. Because Wiper self-attaches a Dawn. So a lot of the time you can say play Borsalino for 5, attach a Dawn with Wiper to itself, and then you have an attached Dawn, so you can just rest 5 for Divine Departure. So you can do a lot of tricks like that where you can play like Borsalino, Divine Departure in the same turn. You can combo with other things. This card's pretty good. I didn't really get to do any combos or even play the activate main during the regional, but it was still really good just to get breaks out of hand and stay safe. Next card is Gum Gum Golden Rifle. I added this card kind of last second. I already knew how good this card was. I think I ran it in a lot of lists in OP16 as well. But Gunnit, once again, was telling me that I should probably run this card. And I ended up just agreeing with him like the day of the regional. It's just, so obviously 4k counter to your leader, which is really great. But also, the main reason you run this card is it's a 1 down heal at 0 life. This card, it can combo with Robin. You can heal to 1, then heal to 2 with Robin, since Robin can't heal at 0. So it combos very well with Robin. You can combo with literally any other healer in the deck and leave Dawn up for Giant. This card is amazing, especially in this meta where like there's a lot of scenarios where you do just drop to 0 because you don't have enough counter or because you need the card in hand. You just combo this with any healer in the deck, you go from 0 to 2 life, and it's fantastic. Next, we have 4 Gum Gum Giant. I said Ovia is the best card in the deck. Shoot, Giant might be the second best card in the deck. This card is absurd. It is still arguably the best purple counter event in the game. Well, arguably the best counter event in the game. Dawn -2, treasure card, heal, plus 4k, draw 2. It's plus 4k, hand neutral. You can de-brick your hand, you can find more pieces. This card is amazing. This card should be a 4 of in every kind of deck list. I'll say it. Sometimes it might not be, but this card is just absurd. And I'm surprised they didn't ban it when UP Luffy was around. And next we have 2 Kingdom Come. This is very much a comfort tech option. Very much a tech card. There's a lot of other events you could run over it. I have some right here. Twister is really good. It can be really good into a meta where, say, you think you're going to face a lot of Luffys. Against Blue-Green Luffy, you can clear Buggy, Prisoner. Against Red-Green Luffy, it's really good. This card it's very much a meta pick. And then you have Gamma Knife. Gamma Knife I just chose not to run. I ran it in some lists in OP15. It's just good to have if you think you're going to have to clear big bodies and you're not going to have any. It's just a good card with trigger. But I ended up choosing Kingdom Come just because during the regional I very much expected a lot of Nami and a lot of Teach. This card is pretty good into Teach because you just easy clear their 10-drop Teach. But this card is also really great into Nami because a lot of times against Nami, you are going to be very often at 0 life. Ideally, you stay at 1 life for most of the game, but you very much are going to be going to 0 life and then healing back up because a lot of the time you do clear their 7-cost Robin. So it's really hard to stay healthy in that game. But if you can find the heals, you usually have time to play Kingdom Come as well. This is great to just 6 down, clear the new gates. Even in a pinch, you can clear the 8 cost with the Kingdom Come. Normally the 10 drops are the target though, even against like Ace. Against Ace, you can also go down pretty early. Say even if you go first, you can ramp to 10 drop Luffy, play that on 9, and then play like Kingdom Come the turn after. This card is just, it's really good right now. Very much a comfort pick. Trigger is also really nice into like the weenie matchups. Like the trigger is really great into Bling Ring Luffy because it KOs almost anything on their board on trigger. So that is basically the deck. I have some more tech cards over here. I talked about 4-cost Kuzan and 4-cost Zoro a bit before. These are very much options you can run to play going second on 4 because on Robin, you normally want to go second because your curve is, at least without a 4-drop, on 4 Dawn, you normally just swing anywhere between 5 to 7k. And then you ramp to 7, you start playing Robin, start playing Teach, Luffy. Like, this is the game plan. But on 4, Kuzan and Zoro are very great options. Zoro is just a cheap heal. Combos with Borsalino, combos with the 1 cost, and you can even combo with Rago if you do 6 Dawn, 4 Dawn Zoro. This card's good. And then bigger heals as well. I ran Kuma for a little bit because there's a lot more decks who want to steal your second curve. In OP15, Nami just steals your first, so you basically go second anyway. You always want to go second. At least in OP15, you always wanted to go second. So you always got to go second against Nami, you got to go second against Anel. So a lot of the times, you didn't really need a 6-drop when you have to go first. But for a bit, I ran Kuma because it's just a really great option on 6. If you have to go first, you just ramp from 3 to 6, boom, cheap heal. And then 7-cost Kuma is just the second 7-cost heal option for when you go second. Some list I did ran it with 7-cost Robin just so I can always have a 7-drop to heal back up. It's just not as necessary in a list like this. And I guess next I wanted to talk about some matchups as well. I beat 4 Namis during the regional. I beat another Nami during the side event on Sunday. Nami is it's a very hard matchup, especially if you play against a good Nami who knows what they're doing. A lot of the time, you are going to be very low on life. You normally just take the first swing, and then when they drop 5-cost Nami, you can counter out of the 6k from their leader. That matchup's just very hard. It's very much a grind fest. You can go to like even the match I played in the side event almost went to time. But that matchup is very much a starred matchup, which is very hard when they drop 2 cards a turn. But you basically just swing at literally everything they arrest. They arrest a 7-cost Robin, you're swinging at it. They arrest a 5-cost Nami, you're swinging at it. Any chance you can, you just clear their board, and you just swing leader at face. And then a lot of the matchups too, not just for Nami, you want to develop a big board. You want to have like all your teachers on the board, you want to have your Robins, your 12k Luffys, because most of the game, I'd say like even 90-95% of the game, you're just swinging Banish face just so they can stay low in cards in hand. And then you just swing at their bodies with your Robin, your teaches, because they're going to have like no cards to defend. And they end up, hopefully in the long term, just losing the game. And then once you feel like you're safe enough, once you have like, say, a full board, then you can start clearing your bodies at their life and hopefully set up for like a 1, 2, even like 3 turn lethal sometimes. So that's kind of it for the Robin deck profile. I might be trying to stream. I want to make some content again. I used to upload VODs on this channel a while ago. Maybe I'll try to do that again. But for now, deck feels really great. Once again, was able to go 8-2 at the Peoria Regional. Got 55th out of 1,280 people. I was lucky enough to also secure a Nats invite at that regional, probably because I guess everyone already had their Nats invites. But deck feels great. Deck is very hard to play. It's a deck you very much need a lot of hours, a lot of practice with. But I'm just very happy with the result. And I'll see about maybe possibly doing content or even streaming. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all.